Well, that was a far drive. Hey guys, it's me again. Grandpa passed away after me and I had a fight over in Westby about what to do. So we decided that, or actually, I decided that I'm done dealing with the bull crap from that farm. And since Grandpa passed away and I inherited the farm here in Stitzer, I figured I might as well just pack up and come over here. I did get a little bit of a payout from the old farm whenever I quit, and I've been working for the local co-op last summer over in Westby. So I brought some of that money along with me and came over here to Stitzer after I learned of Grandpa's passing. So we're on the way to the farm now. So forgot how good this countryside looked. There's the local custom harvesting office. Wonder if we might be able to help them do some side work, maybe after we get a little bit more established here. And there's the Insight chemical and anhydrous and fertilizer place. And we're coming into town here, so I guess we better slow down a little bit. Don't want to be getting pulled over our first day moving into town. Pull up here the stop sign. Get that way, and then let's see here. I believe we have to go. I gotta try to remember the way to get to Grandpa's house from here. Okay, we gotta keep coming this way. Well, no, I think we made the wrong turn. Yeah, we made the wrong turn. But here's our local dealer, the Prairie State Tractor. Looks like they're open because the lights are on. And then, oh, there's the sale barn. Then I believe that's our seed dealer. Yep. There's the old seed dealer. Oh, cut the van off a little bit. That's okay. I think he could have waited a little bit longer. Yeah, gotta slow down our speed again coming into town here. Let's see here. Let's see if I can. So we came from down that way, so we need to head up this direction, I do believe. Wait to go our speed limit till we get up out of town, I should say. Because we're passing the fire station up here as well. Cops like to sit up here sometimes, if I remember correctly. Alright, now we left town, we can speed back up a little bit. Don't remember that farm coming up here as a kid. And I believe we head on the state route for a couple miles here. The old dairy farm off to our left. See, Grandpa's farm was a dairy farm. I believe he still had cattle around. See, it's been about a month or two since passed away, so Grandma's been saying that the neighbors have been helping take care of stuff around the farm for the cattle and everything. Well, there's Grandpa's neighbor's farm off to the right, I do believe, so I think there's a road up here we gotta take. Yep, it's right over this crest, and a little dirt road to get down to the farm. Okay, got turned on the dirt road here. Definitely don't want to be speeding on this road and lose control. Don't want to be making the neighbors mad at all after we just inherited the farm, because we might be able to, or so we might need their help here at some point. So definitely don't want to make them mad. Let's see here. Then I believe it's this lane right here, I believe. Head down this township road here. If memory serves correct, should just keep going straight down through here. Yep, there's the old dairy barn at the end of the road here. And there's the neighbor's farm. Looks a little bit empty, but I think he's still doing some farming. But yeah, pull in here to Grandpa's farm and we'll see what we're working with, I guess. Yeah, I'll go catch up with Grandma here after a bit. Pull in here off to the side a little bit. Shut the truck off. Alright guys, here's Grandpa's farm on Stitzer. Looks like Grandpa still hadn't got rid of the truck that he had whenever I was a kid. Still in pretty good condition. Must have used that to do all of his hauling. I don't see Grandma's car around here anywhere. Got one hay storage shed. And yeah, he's still got the cattle on it. Looks like the neighbor has been doing at least a half job of making sure the cows are fed. See, he must have got this in the last couple of years. I don't remember him having this manure spreader. So, well, at least we got something somewhat newer to work with. And see over there in the distance, he's got his cattle trailer. Got the old milking barn here. Wonder if he kept anything in the top. Yeah, he's got a couple round bales left, so he's running a little bit low. And a little LS 160 skid steer for helping feed round bales. Go ahead and close that back up for now. And then looks like pallet forks for the skid steer. And I do believe that, yep, the old 706 diesel, he's still got it hooked up to the mixer wagon. I'm surprised this thing still starts. Let's see here, see if we can get it to start. Well, it's being a little bit of a tricky one today. But yeah, she still starts, guys. With her 4,500 hours still. I'm gonna go ahead and shut her back off and we'll keep going with the tour. Got the old silo still. And yep, just like always, you don't believe in storing the blower inside, so you just left it here parked beside the silo, which I guess that works. And the old corn crib, looks like he didn't shell any corn last year. Still got the gravity wagons for it, but then, yep, silage wagons, because Grandpa could never really back the wagons back into the shed, so he just kind of parked them off to the side. Kind of really fitting. So there's one grain bin for storing his beans that he'd do, along with his other auger for loading the beans into the bin. See if he's got anything stored in here. No. Yeah, looks like you just kind of left the picker in here last year. Old John Deere 300 with a 344 head. So I had to check whenever we get time to harvest this year, see if this old girl still runs any. Then, yep, still hasn't upgraded off of this old seed drill here. Kind of, yep, the old 8350. Be interesting to see if that old girl still goes. But go ahead and close this up for now. Might not need those for a little bit, so I guess that really leaves this shed here and that shed. So I guess we'll check and see what's in this shed first. If I remember correctly, it was, yep, the old 658 New Holland. Grandpa really loved this baler, and I have no clue why, because I remember him cussing the thing out all the time for breaking down. Then I guess he bought some cheap foreign rake whenever his old rake took a crap. Don't recognize the name at all, but And yeah, he still got the old new idea 5112 hay bind here. I don't think he was a huge fan of the disc bind design. Didn't think it did as good of a cut, but have to wait and see. Old Vermeer Tedder. And New Holland silage chopper. And of course he put the hay head on it after he got done chopping corn and then buried it in the back of the shed. Not very practical, but then must still have that old case combine around because he still has this 20-foot head here. So wonder if that's sitting over there in the shop. Let's see, have a look around here some more. Yep, still got the old International grain truck here, the old S1800. Glad to see it's still going. Now, bucket for something. What we got going on here? Oh, so that's where the 1206 ended up. Man, he put a loader on it in the last few years. I think part of it was he got tired of having to drag the skid steer out to the field. And this was one of the first two tractors he bought. Between this one and the 706 down there, he bought both the 706 and his 1206 new. And I think he just needed a reason to help keep the 1206 around, so I think he put a loader on it to help with doing hay. And yep, we still got about 6,800 hours on this one, so she should work still, I do believe. Let's use the man door here. See what he's got. Yeah, so he did it. He ended up picking this up a few years ago, I guess, from an auction. This old 4850, and he's been using that as the main tillage tractor. Because a couple of his older tractors ended up taking a full crap on them, and so he needed something with some cheap horsepower. So he got this 4850. Then this is another one of Grandpa's new purchases that he made, was his 5488. I don't think I've sat in this thing for over 10 years. See how she looks on the inside. No, Grandpa at least did a good job of keeping it clean, I guess. Shouldn't look too bad on the inside, at least. And yep, he still has the old 1460 International over here with the 6-row head. So I guess go down and talk to Grandma and see about getting a map see if Grandpa made any maps of where all of his fields was and if he had anything planted or not. It's hard to tell whether he did. Yeah, we'll just leave the door open, I guess. So yeah, I'll go down and talk with her for a minute and we'll see what she says. Alright guys, well, in true Grandpa fashion, he just used whatever cheap map he got find of the farm. So it looks like he's got field 52 down here, then the strips through here along with the hay field to go with it, then the hay field here and some more strips. But it looks like he planted everything in oat for some reason, which will work out fine because I believe that we can sit there and just harvest the oats and get the straw off of it and then plant soybeans into it. But I think we're going to have to till some of it up to be able to put our corn in for this year. So I think that's what the game plan is. We're going to get probably this strip, this strip, this strip, this one, and this little bit here. I think we're going to till all that up so we can get corn in the ground. Since it is April, so I think we're going to get the old 4850 fired up, or either 4850 or the 5488 fired up and get this tilled up. So I think today, since it was the last new tractor Grandpa bought, I think we're going to use this old 5488 here. Go ahead here and I think this little strip here will be good testing grounds. Make sure, because I believe he had a set of duals for this thing laying around too somewhere. So we'll get it lowered into the ground here, and I don't seem like she's doing a half bad job at least. I mean, we might need the duals for some of the steeper stuff that we want to have coming up on. But I don't think she's going to do half bad. Saying, yeah, the reason for picking these fields is to do for corn is, since I'm not sure how many local high school kids are around anymore to be able to help with silage harvest, I wanted to pick some of the closer ones in case I got to be both the man in charge of chopping the silage and the one in charge of unloading the silage. Just kind of have to wait and see, I guess. But hopefully we can hire some local high school help to keep it going with the younger generations. Get going on here again. Because I believe this is a tractor Grandpa also used to plant with, just because it's a nice bigger tractor with a 12-row planter. There's also 2-wheel drive, so you can still make your sharp turns. I think what we're going to end up doing is, I think we're going to end up getting this tilled up and get our corn planted. Then I think we're going to go ahead and get first cutting hay done. Which, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a whole bunch, but at least be a little bit of something. Since we are running low on some hay, and might have to look in the chopping some of it too. Just because I'm not sure how much feed Grandpa left for us to feed. I'm not even sure if he really left any supplies for the baler around either. So I guess we're going to do a little bit more digging around to see. If not, I did, like I said, I had some money that I made at the co-op back in Westby and brought with me. And then I also had that little bit that I got whenever Dad sold part of the farm. That was part of an argument we got into. And let's pull this map up real quick. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get these 2 fields here knocked out while we're on this side. So I believe we gotta go up this little lane way, and it's the next one up off to our left. Not really gonna worry about folding the disc back up, because we're just going right up the hill here a little bit. At least we should have a good little, hopefully, oat harvest to be able to get some straw. So I'm not sure if Grandpa was using straw or if he was using sand for bedding. So I figure we can just get some straw to be on the safe side. So I do know that it rained some on my travels over here this morning, so surprised we're able to get around this easy. That, and these are kind of some lighter soils if I remember correctly, so not exactly surprising that it dried out this quick. I wonder if this pasture's on Grandpa's farm or if it's on the neighbor's farm. I have to pull the map up and look, because we might be able to put some cows out in the pasture. Or possibly see about at least renting the pasture from the neighbor if we end up getting to be a little bit too big. Let's see here now. Back up some so we missed the tree. Get turned around here and start heading on the downward spiral. So you guys, if you're enjoying the series this far, go ahead and leave a like and a comment. If you feel like you can go ahead and subscribe. Kind of got burned out on the Westby map, because at that point I was playing a lot of Farming Simulator. So about the time that I really started recording the videos and everything, I was kind of getting to the point of being burnt out. So took a little bit of a break, did some other things. Plus all the drama that was going on with work kind of cleared out. That's done and over with now, so ended up getting a transfer to a different job within the company, and ain't too sure how much I'm liking it, so I'm just kind of been going back to Farming Simulator to relax, and figured with Stitzer being released, go ahead and just make some videos on Stitzer, since I've been kind of waiting for this map to get released for a while. MRG looks like he did a really good job with the map. Only part that's kind of a downside to me with the current version is I'm waiting for him to release the precision farming update. Whenever he does that, I'm definitely going to update to the precision farming version of the map. Which I'm not sure if that's going to require a new save, or if we're going to be able to get it to fit into the map. But I mean, if it requires a new save, I'll just make sure to transfer over the stuff. And hopefully this series will take us to the start of the next Farming Simulator for FS22. Because I want to try to expand here on Grandpa's farm, and I know a lot of the other folks in this community of Stitzer are getting to be pretty old and ready to retire, or some of them, you know, getting up there in age, so who's to say what their health's going to be like here in a couple years. But our main goal is just to at least make it through this year and see how she goes, make sure we can at least keep Grandpa's farm afloat, because if I remember correctly, he still had a loan taken out on this place, so we gotta make sure we keep up with payments on that for sure. Don't want to lose the farm due to negligence of payments. I'll have to ask Grandma about that, because I'd kind of be surprised if he still had payments due on this land, because he's owned it for so many years. Not sure if he owned all of this for the whole entire time. So maybe he's got a loan because he picked up a little bit of ground off the neighbor or something, maybe. I ain't 100% sure. Well, missed a little strip. Go ahead and back her up before we get too far along. Also enjoying the textures of how these oats look whenever you actually just cultivate them into the ground. Kind of really is a good looking texture. Looks like you actually disc the plant into the ground a little bit. Not fully into the ground, but at least a little bit. So the other downfall was I had another series planned whenever I was starting to get burnt out. I spent, I don't know, probably close to 20 to 30 hours building the farm, selecting the equipment, because it was going to be about a full 90s playthrough with the equipment and everything. I mean, if you guys would like to see the 90s playthrough, I can go back, or I can go through and do it still, hopefully along the same as this. I do have a little bit more spare time now. but I do believe I had recorded an episode, then I also lost the episode at the same time. So it might not be all the way up to date, but that playthrough, if you guys would be interested, is the actual row crop playthrough. Trying to do a realism / row crop playthrough of it is what the whole goal was for it. I mean, I love the farm layout that I did for the map. It was on Teton County. I mean, it was a real nice farm layout and everything. I mean, if you guys don't really want to see, I'll still possibly play it, but I hadn't touched it since. See, it's now September, and last time I really played Farming Simulator was May or June. To me, it's been a hot minute. I think I'll go ahead and get this field and get the few other fields done here off camera, and I'll catch up with you guys after we get done planting or get done cultivating up the fields.